Hello, and welcome to the Duck and Raven. For our first inaugural, I don't know if that's the right word, Icewind Dale campaign. We will be taking you deep into the icy depths, well, up north I suppose, north of spine of the world in Faerun, where the Frostmaiden dwells. West of the towering Reghead Glacier is a frigid expanse few dare to explore, let alone inhabit. That icy land of windswept tundra recently became locked in a perpetual dark winter without reprieve. Auril, the Frostmaiden, the divine embodiment of winter's fury, has withdrawn to the cold corner of the world to live among mortals. Further, she has cast a terrible spell over Icewind Dale, to the detriment of most of its denizens. And most of those denizens live in 10 towns, or at least the area around it. Currently, there's a bit of a snowstorm going on, and our little goblin friend Grimleg is maybe not running for his life, but at least running away from some people wishing to kill him. You found yourself deep within the snows, rushing along, trying to escape the guards that you've unwittingly annoyed. Would you like to describe what Grimleg looks like, Pete?
Do you want me to do it in character, or shall I do it as me?
I mean, if you want to describe the character in Pete, and then we'll get to the voice later.
No, I am comfortable in this voice.
Of course you are.
I am Grimleg. Right now I am thinking perhaps I should have been called Cold Leg, because my legs are very cold. And the snow is rough. It's terrible. I hate it.
So what would you like to know about my boy?
Just what he looks like in general, I suppose. What's he wearing?
Well, typically I wear some sort of cloak in order to hide my identity from prying eyes. And, my teeth are jagged, but my face, some might say handsome for a goblin.
I don't think they do.
Shut up, they do!
But, what else?
I have a rapier, I have daggers, I have a short bow. I carry these with me at all times. I've been known to pop in and out of existence in order to cross small distances. This is a trick I will not elaborate on. But I have my ways.
Excellent. Probably not something that's useful whilst you're in the midst of snow. Currently, it's very hard to see, but it does look like your pursuers have broken off as you've fled into kind of no man's land in a way. As we see this little goblin form disappear into the white mists of flurries of snow, we flick over to Fidvan. Would you like to describe Fidvan, Andres?
Well, Fidvan is, of course, a Vidalcan, a tall, blue, bald man with no ears and no nose.
Voldemort.
But blue.
But blue.
Yabba very thin, but graceful in his movements. I would currently be wearing probably some sort of traveling clothes in a style a little different to what I would imagine is common around here. Probably decorated with some sort of swirling pattern in I would say green and blue would probably be the colors he would prefer. Never mind that my token doesn't actually have that.
It's okay, just reference for now until we get actual character art. But yeah, you have been trudging in the snow for a long time now, not seeing any sign of civilization. From where you first appeared, you could see the lights of towns down below, but at this point, the blizzard has completely obliterated anything from your sight. It's impossible to tell where they are now, so you're just blindly going through this ice wall, trying to go the direction that you first saw. At this point, if Grimleg and Fidvan would like to do dexterity saves for me.
How does one do a dexterity save?
You click it on the sheet.
Just dexterity?
Yes, and then
Yeah,
it'll come up with save.
Lovely.
Ooh. Well, Fidvan, as you're going along, you suddenly notice there is this small thing near your feet, and you attempt to like step aside, and as you kind of like stood there and brace yourself, it thuds into your leg, and Grimleg, you pretty much just not quite knock yourself out, but fall into the snow as you've just hit against something incredibly large. It looks like a tall blue tree from your angle.
What is this elf nonsense? Who put this blue tree here?
What the?
It's me.
Goblin?
Get
Good.
away from me.
Tendency to speak alone. Believes I'm a tree.
It's talking
Hello.
about his leg. Hello?
I am, yes. Do you happen to know the area? I'm afraid I'm a little lost.
Yes, I can show you around. What?
Can I insight check that I can show you around? I don't like the way he said that.
Instantly mistrusts one of the party members.
Yes.
Yes, you may insight check him. I mean, do we need a deception check from...
Shall I?
Well,
I think it's pretty. I think maybe I'll roll. Okay, I'll roll.
you can do it as a private to GM roll.
Okay, hang on. Public roll, private to GM roll. Okay. I think this is better though.
Yes. Fidvan, this goblin has no idea where it is. You can tell by the way he did just say that he's lying through his teeth. It seems he's just as lost as you are.
Not only that, but I wanted to rob him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
You also get the sense that he's trying to rob you.
I'll just glare at him and telepathically say, "That is a very bad idea, my little green friend."
It's in my head. Grimleg.
Grim like something. I'm gonna assume he was too far down and whatever he said didn't reach my ears.
He slipped up in the snow and it just like became muffled again as he fell over.
I'm like holding out to Dagger at arm's length, like waving it at you, going.
It's in my head like the elves.
So
I'm the stranger. Weird. Are you related?
Related to who?
Have you done business with Longtooth?
I don't think Longtooth rings a bell. I'm sorry.
Okay. Why so many strange creatures?
So whilst this is all transpiring, Ophelia, well, there's two figures as they were making up a pathway that is soon disappeared within this crazy flurry of snow. You're not even sure the two of you are following the pathway anymore. But as you were making your way and just carrying on walking to try and find the nearest safety, you do hear this noise in the distance that sounds like a high-pitched screeching noise, and then this more softer voice coming from the distance. Ophelia, we'll go with you first. So, Nat, what does Ophelia look like?
So
I just realised she's not there.
Ophelia is relatively tall. She has quite almost like a royal blue hair with her eyes are like a solid pale blue. So like at first glance, people might maybe mistake her as blind, but they are blue as opposed to milky. She is decked out in, I do believe it was some leather armor. I don't know. I can't remember. And she is currently wielding a rather large great axe, which kind of looks amiss, like in comparison to the fact that she kind of looks a bit prim and proper. She holds herself. She has very good posture, very upright as she walks. And she's relatively young. Would probably put her at mid-20s.
Fair enough. And by your side, as the two of you are walking together, is Sean, another, I guess, noblish-looking lady from what I know of the backstory. But would you like to describe Sean for us? Oh, muted.
Would help if at this point. So Sean would look quite out of place in Icewind Dale, as she has quite tan skin, platinum blonde hair, and she's currently wearing a thick grey and brown cloak. And she doesn't appear to be carrying any weapons of any sort. Her hair is tied back with a intricately laced wooden hairband with a little gold layer into it.
Okay, so the two ladies together, looking very out of place as far as things go. Not quite in winter attire in all aspects, but still, neither of them seem to mind the cold too much. But as the two of you are walking together, you see well, you probably only see one figure. The other one's probably too small and rolling around in the snow to be able to see right now. But you do see in the distance this tall figure that, as you get closer, you realise is blue. Not the same blue as Ophelia herself, but a very deep light blue. An odd-looking one. Probably a race that you've never seen before.
Oh my.
Oh, are you quite all right? You seem to be a little bit... Is the cold getting to you?
I'll just sort of look up from my notebook as I'm scribbling down something and just like, yes, that's the normal hue of my skin. You... well, yeah, I would imagine we're not very common around here.
What's it writing?
I did forget to mention Ophelia's skin. She's very, very, very pale, but she has like a distinctive kind of like blue undertone to her skin tone. So she's a little bit blue.
A little bit. Not as...
Is there festival here today? Why are all you here converging on my stealthy retreat? You may have to pay a fee.
Yes.
That would be interesting.
Yes. No. Religious night.
Does the fee need to go to yourself?
Yes, I can accept the fee.
Oh, and what is the fee?
Suggested donation is 5 gold per visitor.
Oh, quite a steep fee. What does this donation go to?
Maintaining of the grounds, sweeping of snow, killing of livestock so they do not sully the holy ground, which unfortunately we're currently doing. The fee may have to raise a little.
You do realize there's no point to sweeping the snow, right? It snows here like all year round.
Hence why such a high fee.
It does. Oh, you scribble down a little more.
Yes,
I don't know. I'm not sure that's needed.
it's a very hard job, and I've lost my broom.
Where do you work, sorry?
Here,
Pardon my saying, but you don't look like someone who brushes the snow for a living. Brushing is not the word, but I will stick with that.
I would if I had my broom. It's why they call me Cold Leg.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Coldleg. My name is Sean.
God.
I would love to contribute your funds of keeping these beautiful grounds, but I would never be able to afford a 5 gold pieces for a donation.
I don't think he keeps these grounds. Have you seen how much snow is here?
Alas, my skinny arms. They
Oh,
are
he did
tired.
lose his worm.
Because its snow will not stop falling.
This poor creature's only small. He couldn't keep the grounds by himself. I mean, do you expect these to be spotless?
Oh yes, of course, we have a large cohort of very devout and threatening associates.
On the mention of devout and threatening associates, another figure emerges coming from your kind of like right-hand side, I guess. I don't know, you're all bunched around eastwards, whether you can tell which way is eastwards at the moment with all the snow, is almost an unnoticeable figure because they're very pale, silvery scales kind of match in. But Arya, you've stumbled upon this bunch, seemingly in the middle of nowhere, as you've also got lost from your quest out in the snows. But would you like to describe Arya for us?
Yes, so Arya is a metallic dragonborn. She's a silver dragonborn, and she feels 100% at home at Icewind Dale. She is very, very used to the cold, has that cold immunity there. She's actually been brought up in Icewind Dale. It's where she was born and bred, so this is kind of her homeland, really. So super comfortable where she is. She is a paladin. She worships the Morning Lord. That's kind of her deity, and her quest really is to free her homeland of this awful curse that the Frostmaiden has brought upon the lands.
Ooh.
Well, the group gets an even stranger amount of races bundled all up together in the middle of nowhere. It's as if some divine power has actually done this at this point. But you can see this tall blue figure, this strange little goblin in his cloak that seems to be trying to hide himself, and then two very noble-looking ladies, one with light blue skin and another one looking like she's just come from a beachside holiday with this golden blonde hair. What would you do as you approach them?
She'll pay the fee is what she'll do.
Don't pay his fee. He's lying.
As far as you know, Arya, there is no holy site here, so this goblin demanding a fee doesn't quite sit right.
Yeah, because I know the homeland quite well, I'll probably say to him, we don't have people, charging for clearing out the snow. Do you think it was that easy? I wouldn't be on this quest for all these time. Just a little bit kind of standoffish towards him, I'd say.
Oh, well, perhaps it is only a recent operation.
I said, trust me, you won't get much custom here. Things go beyond.
Fine. Obviously, someone who knows the land has arrived. I'll admit it. This is no holy sight. It's a worthless pile of snow.
I'll just kind of look at him thinking he's rubbed me up the wrong way already.
I'm just furiously scribbling down notes as she approaches, like, what the what is that?
I admit I must be a sight for sore eyes for all of you.
Yes, just a small question. Clearly, you're dragon related, right? Does that mean, is there a dragon around here? Did they send you?
There have been dragons, some of which need to be feared. However, my bloodline comes from the metallic, group. So do not fear us. We are the goodest of the good.
Metallic group. I see. Is that like a surname or?
No, sorry. As in, like we come from, we are silverborn dragons, dragonborns, which means that our alignment is good, and you do not need to fear us. But I cannot say for other dragons around here. We have met a few, so we just need to be on guard.
So other dragons are, and you're saying you have no.
I don't come from dragons. I do not have any full dragon ancestry, as far as I can remember. I am a dragonborn. They are a slightly different species, but they have a lot of the sort of characteristics of dragons. However, I do not have a full dragon ancestry, so I can't speak much for that.
Is that so? Dragonborn. Interesting. Thank you. I'll keep it in mind.
You would know that there is a giant, quite old, white dragon that stalks the whole of Icewind Dale. Their name, which I'm going to try and pronounce using their pronunciation guide. Thank God the later books do this, because some of the names in D&D are horrendous. But the name of the dragon is Arve Archus? Flipping hell, even now. Arve Archerus.
Okay, well, I'll say.
The archer.
There is this one white dragon you must be very, very wary of. Okay, he is the evilest of all. You must tread with caution. Should he come and find us, you will have no hope. He is a blight, another blight upon our lands.
White dragon, you say?
Yes, white dragons to be feared. They are evil.
So the color of their scales has some significance then, is what you're saying?
Oh, for sure. So going back to what I said before, the metallic dragons, so such as myself, dragonborn, as silver heritage, we are good. We are aligned good and not to be feared. We do good in the world and aim to do good. However, white dragons, absolutely not.
Well, you say you do good things, but you didn't do a good thing for my wallet.
No one's just paying you because
I mean,
you're about cleaning up.
For the greater good.
What about my greater good?
Insignificant.
Amazing. And
I'll keep it in mind, yes. I'll look forward to testing if that's true.
the final one to fall in with the rest of them, I suppose you were probably just on a little wander on your own, trying to keep out of people's ways yet again. Hassak, a rather small figure, probably not even noticed by the rest of the group as you approach, but you've heard the voices just talking in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this great blustery snowstorm. Would you like to describe what Hassak and his little companion looks like?
Sure, I guess the first thing you would see would be 2 3-foot tall figures, one a little pudgier than the other. One wrapped in a sort of bluish kind of cloak or robe, I guess you could call it, and the other one seems to be clad in what looks to be like winter clothing. A mask over his face with a single slit so he can kind of see through the snowstorm as he's walking through, crampons on his feet as he's still about 1.5 feet deep in the snow. And he's carrying what looks to be like a little fishing rod. No catch as he kind of walks over and he kind of looks up, stops for a moment, walks forward, and goes, "Oh, hello. Funny to see you all out here. Party in the snow, is it?"
Apparently.
This
Well,
is
yeah.
becoming quite the party.
You're gonna have to speak up. The snow and the blizzard kind of mutes you out a bit.
Oh, come closer.
He kind of stumbles closer a wee bit.
Why?
Takes his mask off. Goes, "Oh, hello." What you would see, I guess, behind his mask is tufts of sort of brown, medium-length hair, a little bit of stubble, kind of like, I guess, sad-looking eyes. Not that he's necessarily sad, but it's kind of like a sort of droopy eyes and kind of haggard sort of looking smile. He doesn't seem to have anything kind of on him, so to speak, except a crossbow on his back, and of course the fishing rod that he's carrying over his right shoulder. So,
Yeah.
I'm not losing my mind. The blizzard hasn't gotten. You're all real, right? And he reaches out and tries to touch one of these.
Which one are you touching?
Whoever's nearest to him, just the leg of somebody. I think it would be probably the dragonborn, right? He walks up and he's like, flanks the armor. Oh, good. It's not a mirage.
Arya's armor. It's very, very cold to the touch. I mean, you could probably feel it even through gloves. But she doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
Oh, I guess you seem okay in the cold. I wish I had skin like that. Mm.
Oh yes, it does come in useful.
That makes two of us.
Yes. Speaking of which, I would also quite prefer if we could get out of the snow. I'm not sure how we might go about that, but well, yeah, it would be appreciated. Hello, little man. Would you say you're an adult? Typical adult?
That's a little rude. I'm 36.
36, yes, interesting. Thank you.
Mom,
I'm just
Why-
oblivious at what you said.
Do you want to see my identification?
Writing. Why is it writing things about us?
He rakes around in his pockets, tries to find his identification.
Sorry, was someone trying to ask me a question?
yeah, sorry. Can I just ask? Am I lost in this with it being my hometown? Am I lost within Icewind Dale, or would I know my way around to the point where I'd be able to lead them to like somewhere?
You probably would be able to lead them somewhere. You currently don't know where you are because the snow is so thick at the moment. It's just completely blinded even you as you wandered about, and that's how you got lost in particular. Now, once the snow's kind of like died down, you should be able to find your way to one of the nearest settlements, which you were pretty close to Bryn Shander, which you'd set out from before.
Okay, I might just say to the group then, right guys, I can see you are extremely uncomfortable out here. It is very, very cold. I will be able to lead you to some nice warm resting areas. The town of Bryn Shander isn't far from here. I visit it often. If you'd like to join me.
I mean, I was heading that way anyway.
Sorry, say that again.
I was heading that way anyway.
Oh, fantastic.
My name's Hasek, by the way. Just you want to know. And this
Thank
is me.
you.
And then
Arya, nice to meet you.
the 3-foot tall giant rabbit that's standing next to me is the exact same height as me. He's got a horn, and he just turns around and goes, "Meep."
More furious note taking.
As you lay your eyes on what appears to be an incredibly large rabbit with a horn on its head, literally is like the same size as its more humanoid-looking friend.
Probably like
Is it Bryn Shander? Is that where I just came from?
You came from up there. So, just for your backstory, you'd come from the wood first, made it down to what you assumed was some kind of settlement when other things happened, and that's why you were fleeing at that time.
Okay.
So Grimlag looks perhaps a little apprehensive about returning back, but he just kind of spits on the ground and then starts trudging back then and goes,
Come on then. We may as well waste no time and freeze more toes off.
Yes, I will lead you to a place of warmth.
I will lead you.
All right, a nice cup of tea would be good.
So, oh, sorry.
I'm trying to goad heavily. You feel free to shout at him.
So as you turn around into the snowstorm and all kind of like lead in one direction, this very tall figure, very broad as well, outlined as a silhouette in the snow, starts coming your way from the direction you're heading in, and appears to reveal itself. That should have showed it to all of you.
Never mind, I'm leading you back into the wilderness. What is that?
Run!
It's a...
You come to my domain. A group of loners, all sharing different secrets. Your trails will be interesting. I'll try not to kill you too quickly. As it suddenly swirls and the whole blizzard around you just disappears, and the figure along with it, just revealing cold, kind of cloudy terrain around you. There's hardly any light coming through, even though it's midday, through the horrid sort of overcast sky. But Arya, Hasek, you can both kind of like tell where you are at this point. You've sort of come off of the trails somewhere south of Bryn Shander itself. But if that's the direction you wish to go, you can go that way.
Hasek just goes, well,
Yes,
I've seen
I
enough
will.
shit for today. I'm going home.
Maybe I will change my ways and give up my life of crime. I think maybe I'll stay in the cities.
Yeah.
I think I'll try and lead everyone to Bryn Shander and just say, I think we could have. I'd like to have a conversation with you all regarding maybe we could help each other out in these lands over a drink. Here is we'll go to a tavern that I know well.
That sounds lovely. This creature seemed to have some significance to some of you. Is it who made it?
Never seen
The
it.
creature is nothing but evil, cause of all the problems in this land, this eternal winter. He is the Frostmaiden.
She's the reason why it's always cold.
Thomas, is she the one that I saw before?
Yes. It is a very similar figure to what you saw before.
Oh!
Wait, that's who that is?
This was a lot to take in. Are you telling me that the God of Winter just presented herself to us, and now we're... What? Now she's like got her eye on us?
She's gonna kill us?
But
God of
Why
Winter.
She definitely sees us as a threat. I hope that we can be that.
Do anything to this owl person?
So you're telling me that was a god? No one made it?
But we take this party home. It's getting a little cold.
Fair enough, yes.
Yeah, let's walk
Yes,
it down.
let's continue conversations in a warm place, will you?
Okay.
At least the
Are there,
weather stopped.
Yeah,
are there other dogs live around here?
Yeah, that's way. Points towards Bryn Shander.
Yeah. I lead the way.
you can see it just in the distance. It's a little way away, but you can tell through the gloom that there's obviously lights of torches in the distance from some kind of walled settlement, which Arya is leading you straight towards. I will switch it to the right scene when I remember how to do that.
I've just had the realization I don't think we ever confirmed where I was from. I remember it was 10 towns, but it would probably be Bryn Shander if that's the largest
Okay.
town.
Yes, it does happen to be the largest town.
Yeah. So considering my background, it probably I would probably be from there.
Maybe as we're traveling, would there be anything to, like, improvise a little twig mask?
I say hand him his snow mask.
to disguise. Actually, do I have disguise kit?
I'm just thinking I should probably cover my face before going into this city.
Why? You seem to be quite a noble fellow, taking donations for shrine. Surely you must correct it around.
He's really not that noble. He was lying.
Yeah, I was lying. It's fine. Wow, you would have been a great mark. How much money are you carrying?
Don't answer that.
No, I could have been in Bryn Shander somehow.
Do you have any?
Is that rabbit worth anything? What is it?
Well, what kind of question is that? Of course it's worth... Will you look at it? How did you make it?
It's like, make it? No, I never made it. I'd raised it. I raised him. Meep's been a part of my family for a long time.
You don't look alike.
No, we don't, but he's the best friend I've got, and have done for a long, long time. Sometimes he can turn into other things, but it costs money.
Turn into... this sounds familiar.
Excuse me.
Yes, it's familiar.
What?
Just nods
What is
awkwardly. It's well, my family, they raise and breed these, well, they're called Almaraji, or I think, and yeah, they're like just horned hares, and they're a bit bigger.
Oh.
Oh, no, there has been a misunderstanding. You mean it was born with the horns?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'm not entirely sure if that's more or less interesting.
If you know, if you ever find yourself in Waterdeep, we can take you to the farm one day.
Have you ever left that rock you've been living under, or is this your first time out?
I don't know. I've been out a few times.
That's to Fitvan, sorry.
Oh.
You're from Waterdeep. You've clearly got out from under that
It
rock.
looks a little offended. It's like,
You're talking to me as well.
I probably take a few seconds to realize you're talking to me because I'm taking notes and just looking at my notebook. I'm like, Oh,
That rock that you've been living under, is this the first time you've left it?
Yes. You just sort of look at you and gauge if that was an appropriate response.
She just kind of levels you, kind of with this look, and she's just like, and where is this rock?
In a warmer place. Are we? Do we know where we're going? Out of the cold?
Yes.
Suspicious.
Grimleg and Goody Two Shoes know.
If we'd have had a bit more notice, then perhaps the housekeepers may have been able to do us a meal. But probably not now.
housekeepers, are you? Are you one of the nobles? And
Noble is a strong word.
well, in Bryn Shander, I'd assume, so no offense.
I'm from Bryn Shander.
I know. You've already said.
No, noble is it's a funny word. If it was, I would probably be a bit more ladylike, as my
What's
parents.
funny about it? I don't see the joke.
I have a temper. Let's put it that way.
So, as a noble, you would have a certain influence, wouldn't you?
She just kind of looks down at you, which is probably quite funny because she's quite tall. She's probably 5'7", 5'8", maybe. And she's just like, and why would any of that be your business?
Well, maybe if we had got off on the wrong foot before, maybe Grimlag could be useful to you.
How could you possibly?
Oh, well, I have many skills. I can get places and do things. Places you probably would.
Get places and do things?
Yes. Say if there's a noble who maybe is competing with you and you need something they have, I could get that thing for you.
Or I could go punch him in the face and take it myself.
Well, yes, but then everyone would know that you had done that.
And I'd just punch them too.
Oh.
Wrong
don't do much.
punching.
Why do you always resort to violence? You should never just talk it out.
Because people don't listen.
Um,
And then I get frustrated, so I punch them.
sometimes people listen too hard.
Also that.
So Arya is just like marching ahead, just like leading the way. You've approached the walls of Bryn Shander, about 30 foot high, and as soon as they've seen this silver dragonborn, the guards have just opened the gates up straight away, and she just carries on marching straight in. And you can see it's quite a well-built area. Plenty of buildings around. As soon as you come through this southern gateway, you can see there's a stables and plenty of people just milling around, going about their business. But Arya seems intent on heading to the other side of Bryn Shander itself.
Just follow her. That's what we seem to be. That's
Right.
fine.
Oh,
You seem to know where you're going. Have you been here before, Arthur?
That question to me, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my main hometown around here. I know it well. If you follow me, we will go to a place of warmth.
Well,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm gonna like
Like
position
a need,
myself.
just follow suit.
I'm gonna try and position myself in the middle of the group so as to look very, very not alone. There's no reason anyone would be looking for Grimlag in this town.
You do notice that the guards just seem to be passing you by. The holy-looking dragon warrior that you found yourself amongst seems to be taking all of the kind of attention off of you. Though the giant blue man seems to get a lot of looks as all of the village folk are just staring at him as he goes past, stopping whatever they're doing. At one point, there's a kid just throwing around some rocks, and they just go, "Wow, he's really big. Did he fall in the ice, Mummy?" And his mother just like grabs him and just like scoops him out the way and goes, "Shh, don't mention it. I don't know what he is, but just don't look at him. He might curse you."
I don't suppose there's many of my kind around here, is there?
No, like
There really isn't.
No.
out of all the sorts around here, there's halflings, dwarves, humans, all sorts. You don't see any goblins. There doesn't seem to be any other dragonborn either in this particular area. But yeah, out of everybody, Fidvan is sticking out the most. But you make your way through the centre of the town, which is quite busy. There's marketplaces there and all sorts being sold. You pass by what appears to be a large armory with a massive blacksmith's attached to it. Anybody that does live in Bryn Shander itself would know that this is the Black Iron Blades. They do sell all sorts of weaponry and gear, and even hire many people to try and protect and pretty much bring them their equipment and items. But again, Arya is just carrying on marching up. You pretty much walk the entire length of Bryn Shander at this point, trudging through very well kept sort of pathways, but still covered in snow, as it never seems to really stop.
Soften and popping.
Ooh. But yeah, you make your way up, and almost to another gateway, you see this inn called the North Look, and I'll switch us over to that just now. Again, I've used Grimleg as an example to where you're coming in from.
They're always making an example out of me.
If you want to place your characters in that top corner.
It's just flashed up with saying my token doesn't have vision for this scene.
What?
That's just
Yeah,
flashed.
I've
I
got
can't
that
see
as well.
it at the moment.
Oh, is it because there's no light?
No, not for me.
Same.
Oh, that's fine now. I can see quite a bit now. I can see like.
Let me drag everybody on for you.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's doing, but here you go. Oops, don't need to do that.
Is the left part of it hidden?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you're looking at the building. That thing in front of you is a door. If you click on it, yeah, it opens.
Oh.
With a nice little door effect sound as well. You can't walk through it otherwise, but yeah, if you want to move on in.
Well. Maybe I wait for someone else.
This first bit seems to be a bit of like a... I was going to say airlock, but I suppose the best term for it is a cold lock, as the first doors open and you close them, and it kind of like keeps the cold out as much, and then another set of doors on the other side.
As I can shake off the snow.
Grimlag has realized that the Dragonborn is well regarded, so he sticks behind her.
Oh.
There you go.
Ooh.
As you open up the second doors for the actual cold lock, just the heat hitting you is fantastic. It almost stings, but it feels so nice. Oh god, that music's a bit loud actually.
We like it loud.
I really like it. That's quite nice.
I'm going to turn it down a little from my side at least, because it's ridiculously loud. But yeah, so you come in here and it is beautifully warm in here. There's a few people milling around and a bar over on this side. But just the heat to get out of that cold, it feels just really, really good.
Oh, I'm cold leg no longer.
Oh, I always hate that bit when you come in and everything still feels like it's burning because you were so cold. But
Yes,
Go
I know.
away.
Well,
Azak rushes over to the fire and starts kind of warming himself up.
I'll have to go and buy people some more warm drinks.
good.
Um,
Grimleg doesn't go to the bar. Grimleg doesn't understand the bar.
The bar is down here.
There's the bar.
I live under a rock. It sounds like it.
Back here. To your south. That's it, yeah. There you go.
Grimleg sits with the other small man. Other small man makes sense.
Anybody who's actually been to this inn before, which I guess Hassak, Arya, you both have. The rabbits had to go around the pillar. I don't know if Ophelia would have come here.
It wouldn't be somewhere she would visit often. She's maybe called in for like a hot drink on her way home or something like that before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I feel I come here a lot.
but yeah, the barman is a hobgoblin, kind of a reddish tinge to his skin. Hassak and Arya will probably know him on first name basis as Scramsax. Bit of a weird name, but yes.
Hobgoblin, you said?
Yes.
more notes.
Can't see into here, by the way, if that's...
Can you not? Oh, no, you're not close enough. You have to get closer, apparently, to see through it. There's a bit of a weird wall there.
I see. It's just a small person problem.
Yeah, you can't see over the bar. That's why you couldn't get there. You've got to jump up on one of the stools to actually see over. But yeah, Scramsax looks at you, Arya, and goes, "Ah, yes. One of my favourites. You seem to have brought a few stragglers in with you. Would you like a few warm brews to get rid of those wintry chills?"
Oh,
Yes, please. Looks like it might be a long night. Who would like? What does everybody want?
I'll have a tea, please, Scram, and if you could make one up for Meep as well.
Awesome.
He
He
just
doesn't answer, but he starts pulling through whatever that is. Like talking to him on the floor, sniffing it.
it's basically just salted nuts, not peanuts because it's not that kind of world, but there's some kind of salted nuts.
Huh. So I'm looking for one that's not salty. So like I pick one up, I put my tongue to it, go "Ah," and toss it over my shoulder. I just keep going.
Ignore the fact that Scramsax is called Spy for some reason. But he kind of like he looks at you, Grimleg, and he just kind of goes, "Oi, little brother, could you not do that? They kind of the customers need those."
He's an excellent sweeper. I'm sure he'll sweep them up.
Wait, are you two related?
No, but we... look, I don't understand why there's so much preservative on these nuts. They're much better without.
Well,
Do people actually eat this stuff?
they last a lot longer that way, and well, it kind of makes a lot of the patrons a bit more thirsty, so they'll drink more, you know?
Oh, you're a clever businessman.
Hey, exactly. Well,
Okay. You take these. Have you got any older ones? Like really old ones?
I think I have a bit of a sales stat in the back. I'll go see. But first, he pours out a nice cup of tea for Hassak, puts that in front of him, and then he gets more like a saucer bowl and puts that in front of Meep, but filled with the exact same tea that he just did for Hassak.
Meep picks it up with his front two paws and starts sipping it.
It's like
He goes, Meep. That's like just nods and goes, "Yeah, I know, it's really nice."
For anybody that doesn't designate what they want to drink, he brings out what appears to be some kind of warm mead, like purposely warmed up, so it's got like a nice heat to it, and just serves them out. And he goes, "This lot will be on the house this time, but any further, you let me know."
Wait. There's no such thing as on the house. What do we have to do?
Well, I mean, this one comes in regularly, and he points at Arya.
I'll say he's a good lad. This one
So
looks after us.
you're letting me drink on your coin purse? Even after I said you were a goody two shoes? And other things that you didn't hear?
Well, yeah.
Well, I like to think I'm welcoming in my hometown.
Oh,
I mean, if you want, you could just bill it to my parents. They won't notice.
I'll say no. It's fine. Besides, I could do with your help.
well,
Should we find somewhere to sit?
yeah. By the fire.
Go sit
Hey,
down
look,
somewhere.
okay. Maybe I could have been nicer. I apologize. I'm Grimleg.
Yeah.
Could I ask the bartender for a non-alcoholic drink?
A non-alcoholic drink.
Yes, I would like to do the same, actually.
As he kind of like puts down the meads, and you just like look at it and are like, "Can I have a non-alcoholic one?" He kind of gives you like an odd look, and he's just like, "Well, I do have non-alcoholic. Do you want the tea?" It's not very often that people come to an inn and don't want alcohol.
Against my beliefs to consume alcohol. Just wanted to see if you had something cold and fresh.
You want something cold? Well, I mean, I can do that. I could take some of the beer out back and leave it outside for a while. That'll cool it down pretty quickly.
But that's alcoholic.
This one makes good
beer
food.
alcoholic?
I've never had anybody request anything not warm. In all honesty, I don't stock in it. Well, no, that's also alcoholic.
I mean, even milk?
I could do water.
You should try the warm beer. It's nice.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Sir.
Okay. I'm glad we came to something. That one's on the house too, or whatever.
Thank you so much.
I'll take the warm tea, thank you.
I'm just here waiting for the old nuts, brother.
Sure, I'll go get them for you right now. You go and enjoy. He takes only a couple minutes, and then he comes back and literally just has like a sack. It's not massive, but there's a decent amount in there, and just like plops them down.
Yeah.
They're even harder than normal nuts. They are quite stale.
Are they? Oh, stale is good. Are they moldering at all?
Slightly.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah. I'll just. Can I drag it to my chair and just, give it back when I'm done, or not at all?
It's not that big, but yeah.
Okay.
You just take it. I was gonna have to throw away those anyway.
Okay, well, you've got maybe I come round back more often and dispose of these for you.
Sure. I've got some gone off knucklehead trout if you want that as well.
Gone off, you say? Yes, yes, I would like that very much.
You, sir, can come back. You can be my new dustbin. And he disappears again and brings out an incredibly stinking fish. It's very large. Knucklehead trout are massive things with like this bulbous looking head. But he just slaps this plate in front of you.
My new associates told you I have experience as a sweeper.
Excellent. Well, maybe I'll just hire you to be my maid round here.
Maid. If it involves this kind of treatment, how can I refuse? I'll catch you later, brother.
Sure thing.
Hello.
What a bunch of weirdos.
I sit down with my god off shit.
I want to lean near the... Oh, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying there's no lies detected.
Oh, yeah. I want to lean near to the bartender and just go, so is there a reason why he's that size? Is it maybe because he's been eating like that? Or, I mean, I'm assuming he should be about your size, right?
Scramsax's eyebrows furrow even further into his head to the point where his eyes are almost closed, and he's just kind of like staring at you between the closed lids, and he's just like, what? Seriously, what has walked into my doors today? You do realise we're not actually the same kind. He's a normal goblin. I'm an obgoblin.
A knob-goblin, I see.
No. There's an H. Obgoblin.
An OHB. OHB goblin.
HOB. Ob.
Wait.
Amelia just pipes up from across the rooms and goes, "Do you want my elocution teacher's number? Address, even? I can give that to you if you have troubles with, enunciating."
Where's the hobgoblin?
I'm the Obgoblin. Just go sit down,
Right.
have your food and your drink. I might have to charge you double after this.
I thought he was a half-orc for a moment.
No, he's a hobgoblin.
That's why we get him. See, he should know we like to eat rotten shit.
I see. Well, I do apologize.
He seems a bit more refined than any kind of goblin you've seen before. Not to the point of these guys. He still looks quite rough. He's got a few scars. He looks like he's been around in a few fights and stuff like that. Arya would probably know best that he used to be an adventurer.
Oh no! Oh no!
He did not take an arrow to the knee.
But he is a level 20 paladin.
No, he retired, and he just kind of like sets people up. Like, he has contacts and stuff. So if anybody needs anything that adventurers can do, he knows the right people to set you up with jobs, or the other way round.
Brothers, good people to know.
I say to Arya.
Look at all this stuff he gave me.
No, as I said, you do get looked after here.
Oh, yes, the tea is delicious.
You know, I've never eaten here apart from stealing out from the back, but this isn't bad.
Ari just kind of rolls her eyes and kind of coming to the conclusion that she can tell he's not all bad really, but just will be a massive annoyance.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You should let Scramsack cook for you, though. It's really good. He's got those intense flavors because he's like an hobgoblin, as he likes to say.
There's a H in that word, darling. Hob.
Oh, I know.
Okay, just so we know.
I prefer hobgoblin.
Wait, what are you saying about goblins? And you, why are you writing things down? Stop writing things.
Oh, is it? I don't think it's very intrusive. Can you maybe hear it? And I just sort of scratch, kind of hard with my pen on the paper, see if you react.
No, I just don't want you to be writing things about me.
Oh.
Yes, I'm a sovereign citizen, and my rights are being encroached.
I'll just scribble something down, like, instinctively.
What are you writing?
Sorry. Well, if you must know, I just wrote down confrontational.
Oh. You're not far off.
I see. So I wouldn't want to step in any rights. Can I continue to record what I see?
No.
Just ignore him.
I will
Well,
say before you
Wait,
put
and be like,
anything
we'll see.
to the
He's
public
cheated nothing,
anything
so-
about.
it depends. Maybe I could read you memoirs and you pay me for them.
Is that? Was that to me?
Yes.
Oh. No. No, that won't be necessary. Sorry. Thank you.
But why are you writing?
Well, it's a habit I've gotten into. I quite like to register the details of what goes on around. Can be quite useful.
I'd be careful, that can get you into some trouble.
Yes.
It can.
Very
Yes,
much
I know.
so.
I know it well. It's blackmail.
Just don't publish everything you write.
Oh. Well, yes, I do suppose that could lead to trouble. But you can rest assured. For now, I do not intend to publish anything. Not here.
It could draw the wrong attention if it's of a more nefarious nature.
Is it
Oh.
nefarious?
No. I assure you, I have nothing but scientific interest in what surrounds me.
Meat gets nods sagely. Meat.
Does he speak?
Meat.
Yes, Meep.
Meep. Meep just goes meep. Not exactly. He understands, but he tends to just say meep in different varied tones, referring to how he's feeling. You know, an angry meep is more like meep, and a sad meep is more like meep.
I'm scribbling all of this down.
I tried teaching them words once. It didn't work out.
What happened?
So just above this fireplace in front of you, you would all notice, maybe Grimleg is most interested in this, what you've just eaten, there's another knucklehead trout above the fireplace, kind of like stuffed and on a plaque, with Old Bitey written underneath it. It looks a bit scarred, but well preserved, just hanging there.
A trophy? Wait, how do they get fishing done around here? Ice fishing?
Yeah. Hasek nods. He goes, yeah, we carry a saw and we fish in the holes. One of these pulls out Flashy's fishing rod that he set next to him at the table.
Huh. Did you fish that?
No.
That thing looks like...
What do we know about Old Bitey?
You know that if you get close enough, it seems to activate with some kind of magic spell that another wizard at some point cast on it. It'll suddenly lash out and try to bite you. But on rare occasions, he will also sing through the same activation of getting close to it.
Why don't you try and get close?
I think I'm going to get close.
Grimleg is suspicious, but seeing as Ari
so, roll me D100.
No.
Me?
Yep.
Oh.
My
Just-
favorite type of roll.
Remind me the algorithm for this. It's /R.
/R space, and then 1 D100, and that's all one. There we go. 84. So as you step closer, it's kind of like within 5 feet of it near the fireplace. It's nice and warm here. And sort of put up a hand. The fish suddenly flicks out and snaps towards you.
Oh. I sharply walk back. Yes, I can. And be like,
That looks
what?
fun.
I don't remember this.
Hasek laughs heartily.
I'm trying it like a game. Let Grimleg try.
Have a look. I want to have a look at it a bit further in detail. Is it on the floor at the moment?
No, it's on the wall. It's mounted on a plaque.
Oh, I see.
Like a trophy fish, basically, on the wall.
Yeah.
And there's a little
And,
plaque of it.
Go and have a look at it. Can I investigate it a bit closer?
Sure. Do me an investigation check. Oof. Looking at it, it's a very battered looking knucklehead trout in particular. Quite large, like you've seen. Most of them are a bit smaller than this one, but it's covered in scars, on its face and stuff like that. And one just kind of on its belly. But yeah, nothing too remarkable about it.
Okay. Might say, guys, can you guys make anything more of this?
I'm
Try.
not getting close to that. Not again. I was tricked by it the first time I arrived here. Not again.
Go on, I'll do it.
I'm jumping up trying to trigger it.
Roll me a D100.
Yeah.
Oh
What did you
jeez.
say it was? Slash.
/R 1D100. So there's a space in between the /R and 1D100.
Wait, what? Did I do that?
Apparently, yes.
Wow.
Oh,
I didn't know I set it up that way.
So, Ophelia, when you get close to it again, it lashes out and goes to snap at you, but luckily you're not close enough to actually get bitten by it. Grimleg, when you go to jump up and try and reach it, instead of instead of like lashing out and biting, it suddenly starts flapping its mouth, just like not really even in tune, like with what it starts to say, but it begins to sing. There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow. And it just starts singing that over and over again for a while.
Has that claps going? Oh, well done. I've not heard that before.
Sean's gonna like clap along.
I love it.
So whilst you kind of like sit around for a while and just have your conversation and stuff like that, the doors kind of like bluster open again at one point, letting in a very cool breeze for a brief second before they're shut. And what you see, she's already taken off her cloak, but her hair's covered in snow, is a half-elf. And as she turns around, she looks quite studious. Almost like what you'd kind of expect the D&D version of a uni student to kind of look like. She's got her hair tied back in a bobble. She's got like these small little framed glasses on her nose. And when she sees the group of you and looks over, she quickly shuffles round the fireplace and comes round to you. And just sort of like looks over you all, quite excitedly by the looks of it. Noticing Fidvan in particular, her eyes kind of like glance over you a little bit longer, and then to your book, what you're writing in. I did have this page saved, but now I can't find it. Oh no!
Oh.
How's it gone?
The old struggle.
There we go. I apparently put my bookmark on the wrong place. She looks over you all and just kind of goes, well met. You lot seem like you're looking for work or trouble. You wouldn't be standing around otherwise, would you?
I mean, I'm currently sitting.
Sorry, go on.
Well, the Dragonborn's standing, and so is that goblin there. But yes.
I mean, sounds like you're just trying to push buttons.
Well, no, I don't mean to push any buttons at all. I'm just looking for a group of individuals that might want to be hired to do a little job. Nothing too dangerous.
Do I know this woman?
Roll me history check.
Do I know her as well, being from the area?
Anybody that does live around here can roll a history check.
Nothing.
You don't recognise her.
Who even are you? I've never seen you before.
Well, I'm not really from around this area. I've only come recently. I guess the only one that actually does know is Hassak. You don't recognise her either. Hassak, you believe her name's Danica. As I said, she's a half-elf of some kind of magic school. You're not sure of what exactly, but she popped up recently and seems to be kind of like just ferreting around the place. You've noticed her more because you kind of like hang out on the outskirts of the town and go outside. But she always seems to be like searching, like all sorts of weird places, like under an old tree and stuff like that. But what she's searching for, you're not sure.
I've seen you about. You still looking for whatever you're looking for?
Yes, and almost like as if she's pouncing on the chance, she sort of like rushes forwards and holds out a hand for you to shake, Hassak.
I'm not really fond of people. Whatever. He reaches his hand out and shakes her hand.
I'm just not fond of people. No, she's just like, oh no, that's absolutely fine. I can see in your eyes a fellow scholar. I I really want to do something to help out Icewind Dale and the 10 towns. It's dreadful at the moment. I heard of their plight and I came up here thinking I could possibly do something to change this. Some kind of magical incantation to get rid of all these blizzards and clouds and bring the sun back.
Danica, you need to slow down. I'm not the person you're after. Maybe you should talk to my friend Arya over there. She's looking to help out Icewind Dale too. You know, maybe get a point over. He just nods his head with his horn.
I'll look a little bit suspicious, but at the same time quite intrigued because that is her biggest aim, is to free Icewind Dale of this curse. So I'll ask her, can you just tell me how you propose to go about this? I have been here all my life and I have been trying for the past 2 years to rid this place of this curse from the Frostmaiden. I wonder how you feel you could do something differently?
Oh, well, I'm in the study of elemental magics and elementals in particular, and I believe I could possibly come up with some kind of solution with the use of chwingers. Have you heard of chwingers?
Have we heard of it?
Can we roll something to see if we've heard of chwingers?
Yes. Anybody wants to do a nature check, or I'll say an arcana check.
I have nature. Let's find out.
Can I actually roll?
Yeah, I'd still say you could roll for this. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I got a dirty 20.
Ooh.
I was looking at the wrong dice.
So what have we got? Hassak with an 11. Arya with an 11. Nice. Dirty 20. Grimleg 7. You've no clue. You might actually think that you've heard of chwungers before. They're scary little bear creatures that drop out of trees to eat people. Fidvan, again, you're not sure. But
Understandable.
But Sean and Ophelia seem to know, perhaps from your kind of like nature in particular. But yes, you know what chwingers are. They're these small little elementals that usually sort of take on the element of their area. I guess in particular, if you were to find a chwinger here, it would be of element of ice. But yeah, they could possibly have some small magics that would control and shape nature kind of in those kind of ways. They seem to have an especially strong fascination with humans, or, well, more humanoids, settlements and stuff like that. So that might explain why she's been searching around the town.
Oh yeah, we know all about Chumbawambas.
Chumbawambas?
Yeah.
No, they're like little fairy things.
Yes. Yes.
They're like elemental fairy things.
Yeah, they're tiny little creatures. They usually wear masks and kind of like assortments that they try to make look like clothes. But anyway, I've not found any in the area so far. I've been using this, and she pulls out a lantern that kind of looks more elegantly designed than just your average oil lantern. This I've made to turn green as soon as there's any kind of elemental in the area within a mile radius.
Do I count as elemental?
And not in the cases of this, you wouldn't be strong enough elemental.
That would have been funny though.
It would have, yeah.
Oh god, it's not going to work for me. It's just constantly green.
Yeah. Like, would I know? Are these things around in the area, or is she on a fool's errand?
You've never actually seen one. They're quite elusive, but you've heard stories of people seeing them. Mainly of one riding around on an artic fox. Every now and then, someone spots it.
Apparently, one likes to ride on one of them little foxes that you see about here. I've heard about that one.
Do you know where?
it just turns up.
Oh,
Why specifically do you think they'll help?
well, because they're in tune with the nature itself, they could possibly be used to reverse the ice effects that the Frostmaiden has set in place. I'm hoping, I honestly, I'm going to do it in a friendly way. I want to ask them if they can bestow this knowledge or magics upon what I'm creating, and hopefully we'll have some success.
You really think this Chumbawamba knows more about nature than the elves?
You realize you're sounding like a nut job.
Wait, do you mean me or the goblin?
You, Danica. You're asking
I'm
us to
reading a
go
lot.
hunt elemental spirits in the middle of a blizzard and wasteland.
Oh, well, we've got to try something at least, and I think I'm onto something. Especially when I was studying. I think this could possibly work. I mean, it's worth a try at least.
Have you ever seen one?
No, not round here. The only one I've actually seen was a little stuffed one that they had at the university.
Wait, so you're saying we should hunt down some foxes?
Yes, possibly. If you think that there's one riding around on a fox, perhaps the foxes would lead you to them. But I'll give you this lantern anyway, and that would at least give you some hint where they are. If you just travel to each of the towns, possibly just on your way to do the things you're doing anyway.
Wait, what happens if we lose the lantern? Are you gonna charge us lots of gold?
No, I'm not charging you. I'm going to give you 25 gold pieces if you bring me back a Chwinga alive.
How much is the lantern worth?
Well, it's probably...
You're not selling the lantern.
It's probably...
No, if we lose it, it's a well-known scam.
It's pretty useless otherwise. It's just a normal lantern but turns green. I mean, it wouldn't be worth an awful lot. I wouldn't mind if you did lose it at the end, just as long as you brought me back a Chwinga.
Oh, okay. Well, this scam doesn't seem too bad.
Can I insight this person?
Yeah, of course.
A bit uneasy, but interested at the same time. Right.
I was like skeptical about being asked to go and hunt fairies.
You don't get any particular read off of her. The most you get is like excitement, like she's just excited that she's found people to do it. Whether this is for a bad or a good thing, you're not too sure.
Right, I think, considering that she's kind of in line with my aims and I can't tell that she's being deceptive, I kind of turn around to this and suggest, I think we should take up this offer.
I don't have any writing work to do, so sure, I guess. I could help out. I don't know how much help I'll be, but hunting these fairies, he looks well skeptical. But, you know, we might find something else.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
So I'll give her a nod.
She looks incredibly excited, like she's literally bouncing on the spot, just like, brilliant, finally. Well, take this, and she hands it to you, Arya, the lantern. As I say, just have it on, and as soon as you're within a mile of any ice elemental, or well, elementals in general, it'll turn green, so just have a look around. As I say, they like towns, so just visit any of the other towns. I've pretty much searched the entire of Bryn Shander at this point and not found any, so I'm pretty sure they're not here. Just on your travels, I guess. If you're doing other bits and bobs, you can go do that for me, please.
Okay.
Well, hand over the gold, and I'll agree.
Let's say we'll give the gold after you've brought back the Chwinga.
All right.
Danica, was it you strike me as someone who knows the value of learning? Are you here purely out of well, altruistic motives? I'm sorry if you already said it. I was a little distracted. I just motioned to my notebook.
Yeah, I just want to be able to do something like any good scholar. I want to be able to achieve something great, and this would prove that elemental magics and chwingas can be combined, and we can use them and like ingratiate them into our culture to be able to help with other elemental stuff. Perhaps we can use them to grow foods, and they'd be a good thing for the entire of Faerun. Yes, my means are altruistic. What are you exactly? If you don't mind my asking.
Bidwan, nice to meet you. So
are you some kind of elemental? You're big and you're blue and.
Hey, I'm big and blue.
Well, you're slightly above average for a female, and well, I know the Rutherfords, so yeah. And she kind of like bows awkwardly towards you as if she's like said something wrong and is like a little embarrassed.
Ophelia's just like narrowing her eyes because how does she know I'm a Rutherford and I have never seen her?
Sorry, my lady. I didn't mean any offence, but yes, I know of your elemental natures, but I've never seen something like him before.
Elemental natures. I'll sort of squint at Ophelia. You don't look
She bats her lashes innocently.
I don't. I'll sort of go quiet, look at Danica, and speak telepathically to her and say, "Hey, so you have to tell me about her elemental natures later."
She almost like does a 180 and like just like spins around, looking around, and then kind of like looks back at you wide-eyed and goes, "You are interesting. Maybe my next study will be whatever your species is. You'll have to take me to wherever you're from."
He's bold though. That's
Take me away, Fidvan. After the chwingas. But anyway, thank you so much. I knew the great Aryadal would at least offer some kind of help in these circumstances. And she sort of like bows to a couple of you again. Maybe not Grimleg, but
I bow. Come back.
Just stay there, Mr. Goblin Man. Just so you all know, apparently there was some goblin attack recently, so just be careful with him. He might get attacked by people if they don't quite understand that he's civilized.
He is civilized, you say?
I mean, civilized is a strong word.
Yeah, I wouldn't dream of being civilized. But I still need my bow. Everyone else got one.
Okay. And she sort of like really deeply bows down, like she's trying to come to head level with you.
Thank you.
As Zach slowly drinks his tea and says, "I can't help but think that you're all going to draw." That's the wrong accent. Too short. But you're all going to think that draw some kind of attention to yourselves. Something that just screams it out loud. And then slowly slips his tea.
What? I didn't understand that. Well, thank you for the. Oh, hey, brother.
Hey, sorry.
Did you see that? He doubted me.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I don't really know who that was. I've not actually seen her in here before, but anyway, I heard she was offering you a job, and I thought, if you're looking for jobs and you're in between everything, being an adventurous-looking group, the Black Iron Blades are looking for some help. Sounds like they had some trouble recently, so if you need any work, you can go over to them. And
have I heard of those Black Iron Blades? Are they Goblin Boys?
No, you wouldn't have heard of them. Doesn't seem to be any Goblin Boys that you know of.
Black-eyed peas, you say?
No, I do serve those though sometimes when we can get the stock in. No, the Black Iron Blades.
All right. Oh, okay, right. Okay, we can do that. What do they want?
Well, clearly, our goblin friend doesn't know what that group is. Maybe you could explain.
Yeah. What is it?
They're a smithing group that create arms and armory for all of the surrounding towns. Sounds like they had some incoming iron from one of the mines, and a bunch of dwarves were assaulted, and the stuff taken from them. So they're looking for some help with some cargo, really, and bringing it back. I'd go have a chat with them yourselves and see if they need any kind of like bodyguards or anything like that. I'm sure the bunch of you together with some of your impressive weaponry could easily stand up for a job like that.
Meep response. Meep.
Too right, little bunny man.
A group of people with dwarfism, you said?
No, just straight up dwarves.
I'm afraid I don't understand the difference here.
They're a bit bigger than him, and she points to the goblin. But they look more human.
But also
like
big. No, bigger than him as well. As he points at Hassak. More broader and stockier. Although he's quite broad and stocky for a halfling.
Ooh, halfling. I'll scribble that down. Okay, yes, I believe I understand.
Sorry, Hassak. I know you like to be called by your actual race name, but halfling just sticks in everybody's.
Oh, you're okay. I get it.
So halfling is not his.
Well, no.
So up until now, I thought you were a human. Am I gonna have to cross this off in my notes?
I'm not a human. I'm just a really, really small person.
I see.
I mean, I guess you could say I'm a stout halfling. So, you know.
But I thought halfling wasn't your. Well, I suppose that's how I'll write it down.
Well, no, they in halfling tongue they call themselves the Hin, but everybody else just calls them halflings because they're half the size of humans, I guess. He shrugs.
I suppose that's true.
I lost track of what was going on about 30 seconds ago.
Neither do I, but anyway, there's a job for you if you need it. I'm gonna go back to behind my bar. See ya.
Do you know what the job entails? Scramsacks.
From as far as I know, it'll just be protecting like a
Just
ship.
the cargo.
Yeah,
That's it.
I believe so. From what they've said,
No fighting.
there might be a fight. The goblins have attacked before, so
I hope there's a fight.
I mean, I was just gonna look to everyone else and just shrugs and goes, well, if you're not doing anything, could be the start of your saving the Dale.
Yeah, for that.
Especially if it's an escort. Sorry, your highness, go ahead.
I mean, he's actually not being sarcastic. He's just.
Are you saying that too?
To you, because he started.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of agree and say, yeah, let's go for it. Anything to try and save it. Let's do it.
excellent. Well,
I am looking to get some practice in. Yes.
And then when we get to the next town, we could try out the old lantern.
exactly. So
I'll look a bit closer at the lantern, just a bit curious about it, and think, and I'm interested to see if it works, like she says.
yeah, it doesn't seem to be like an oil burning lantern. It's literally just it's got a word in Elvish written on it. She probably would have told you what that meant, but it basically means light. So you say the word, it turns on, and like she said, as soon as you go within a mile of an elemental, it'll start glowing green.
Hang on a minute, 1 second. Can I speak Elvish? I thought I'd chosen it, but I can't remember now.
It should be on your languages bit. What languages you've got?
Is that under features?
No, it should just be on your main page.
Attributes.
You speak Aquan.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I
you do.
Speak Elvish so I can read it.
I speak English. Yeah, so you can read it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can read it. Cool. What did it say? Sorry.
it just says light. So as soon as you say that word whilst holding the lantern, it'll turn on.
Ooh.
But yeah,
Okay,
thought since I overheard what the elven lady was saying, that you were going to go round to the other towns, might be a good time to make some double coin and do another job at the same time.
Let's go.
But yeah, for now, if you want to rest up, that's absolutely fine with me. But head to the Black Iron Blades when you're ready.
Yeah, I think Hasek's going to go home and put his general stuff away. Like the fishing rod and stuff like that, and then he'll meet back up with everyone here. So him and Meep kind of jump off and goes, I'll be right back. I've got some stuff to put in my home. And then I guess he's away for like half an hour, depending on how long it takes to walk around Brenshander. And then comes back. He's got short legs, so it takes him a bit longer.
Yeah, so it probably is around half an hour. It probably takes you about 15 minutes to walk from one side to the other of Brenshander in general. But yeah, so if you want, you can head to the Black Iron Blades, which is only across the road, really, up the street a little bit.
Yeah, I'm happy to go and head there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Ari kind of says to everyone,
Let's go, I
"Here we
suppose.
go."
Meep, put your cloak on. See a little rabbit swirls his cloak on. Puts his little arms through.
He could do
Aw.
that.
Whoa!
And he just nods. The rabbit, sorry, the Almiraji. Meep just nods at you in appreciation.
He is so impressive. I gotta get one.
Don't make his ego any more bigger than it already is.
Oh, forget I said anything.
Meep.
Meep.
So, you know, oh god.
Sorry. Oops, that was the wrong one anyway.
I touched my character and it went grey the second. I was like, oh, I broke it.
Concussion.
Just to freak you out. Hang on, we'll put you back on Brenshander.
Uh-oh. Cannot switch scenes until resources finish loading currently. Oh, okay.
Oh, I think, yeah, because I threw you in another one. It'll probably take a second to throw you back into this one.
It's come up with the map for Brenshander here on mine.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's come across that because I've messed with it. But yeah, it's just up the road as I'm like clicking just there. As you head on up to the Black Iron Blades, it's quite a large building. But as soon as you start approaching, you see three figures. So 3 stocky figures bundled in cold weather garb stumble towards you. They have snowshoes slung over their backs and ice picks fastened to their belts, and 2 of them have thick beards. The third holds up a gloved hand and says, through a thick wool scarf in a raspy voice, "Well met, I'm Hruna, and these are my friends, Chorus and Storn. We need help, and you look capable."
Oh.
As Arya can tell, these have got the Black Iron Blades insignia on their shoulders. It's basically an anvil with a blade and a hammer kind of like crossed over it.
We were just coming to see you.
Do I know what that is specifically?
Well, the Black Iron Blades?
Yeah, I know you said that they're like sort of pinnacle thing of Brenshander. So these are to do with that then, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a well-off sort of company it's
Mercenary outfit.
no, it is more just like they mine and they make stuff from the mining and stuff like that. It used to be a lot more lucrative before everything kind of kicked off with the whole forever frozen kind of stuff going on. But yeah, they make enough money and they're a big enough company that you see them around everywhere. So anybody that's from Brenshander itself will know of the company. Maybe not specific people. But one of them, the one that was pointed out as Storm, seems to keep looking over their shoulder and just like staring into the sky.
Why you keep looking up, friend?
Oh,
Expecting a storm.
oh no, it's It's that giant white dragon. I'm just might pop up any time.
Dragon!
Don't remind me about it.
It's very scary.
Sky. Trying to find this dragon.
Right. No need to talk to Storn. He's a bit of a weirdo, a bit of a wimp when it comes to wandering around. I don't even know why we let him work for us, to be honest. But anyway, we're the survivors of a group of dwarves tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to Bryn Shander. A Yeti surprised us and has killed a member of our group. The rest of us fled to the Yeti as the Yeti tore Ubok limb from limb. Now we need someone, and he points at you guys, to go back and get the sled for us. As payment, we offer each of you a gemstone worth 50 gold pieces. The friendship of the dwarves of Icewind Dale can also be a boon in these harsh times. You'll need snowshoes to make the trip in good time.
Oh,
And are you going to supply the snowshoes?
yeah.
Well, we do have some, but you'll have to bring them back.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't die to yay. Oh, not accident.
Wait, I heard of this scam before. What are they going to charge us if we don't bring back the snowshoes?
Well, they cost 2 gold pieces each, so if you don't bring back the snowshoes, we'll have to charge you that. They do.
Wait.
It comes out of our wages, so we do need them back.
2 gold for a pair or 2 gold per shoe?
As if they're gonna sell one.
You see Karuna think for a second and go, per shoe.
No, per pair.
No deal.
Don't let him trick you.
Well, you either do the job or you don't. It's a gem each for you.
Let's just do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
My footwear attire is absolutely fine though.
You gotta be careful with these types. You know, the first thing, you know, you're picking up milk for the lady up on the hill, and the next thing you know, you got monsters running about, and you got people dying, and then you got the blood everywhere, and then you think, oh, I've got myself in a bad situation. That's what happens when you do this kind of thing, without checking.
See, this is why you shouldn't let goblins in your group. They're all a bit. And he kind of does a finger twirl next to his head.
He's
bit-
that
Not a
short,
great
though, that
story.
you don't hear everything.
That's a little off cuff, is it not? You don't know this goblin.
Well, we know they've been assaulting our caravans, so kind of do know goblins quite well. I had to fight quite a few. They come from that place. I think they call it Carcalock or something like that.
Never heard of it. We definitely never lived there.
Well, I'm assuming you're not part of one of those groups anyway, because you seem to be with civilized company. And he sort of gives a half nod to Ophelia.
Well, I mean, I guess. I'm not saying I wouldn't rob you. You look fairly robbable.
You see what I mean now.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, I mean, okay, we could do it. Just promise me there's no monsters, apart from the one Yeti.
I can't promise anything. There's a lot of monsters out there. And he kind of like leans in and goes, and like Storm's afraid. There's that great white dragon storming about. Not to mention Auril herself.
Who?
Auril,
Aria.
the Frostmaiden.
The owl with horns.
At this point in time.
I mean, if she's making a storm, that she's a little spicy.
So, what did the blue one say? The owl with horns?
Yes, and goat legs.
Go. I don't know what you're on about. I've never heard of that. I've heard of a big bear person. They're storming around somewhere out there.
Sorry.
A big bear person.
Yeah, like it's a snow bear, but it's a person at the same time.
Like the Yeti.
No, the Yetis are a different... There's a big red Yeti as well. It's killed so many people, it's stained itself red.
You're not selling this journey to us very well if you're wanting us to go out in there to get a cart and you're telling us we're going to be mauled by a Yeti, perhaps a white dragon, and now what else? A giant red Yeti, is he on fire?
Oh, might be. I've not seen it myself, I've just heard the stories, but I'm just letting you know what you're in for working here. Basically, we've got to deal with it on a daily basis, bringing the caravans back. I mean, look at his hand, and the other dwarf kind of like holds up their hand, and 3 of their fingers are missing.
Oh,
you see? Yep.
You know, of the dangers on the road, what's the one you least want to be ambushed and mugged by?
Well, if you're talking specifically mugged, then it's pretty much just the goblins. Or maybe the Goliaths. Sometimes they get a bit handsy. Mostly they leave us alone, but...
Yes. The heck with them. We do it better.
Well, if you're talking in general, it's probably... You don't want to get caught by the Frostmaiden, even though nobody's ever seen her. She's stalking out there somewhere. And he looks around kind of like eerily. But then the dragon's the biggest issue. Will destroy entire areas. We had a caravan once that got completely and utterly destroyed. It pretty much just wanted the ox pulling the cart, but everybody else got murdered at the same time.
These dragons of yours don't seem very pleasant.
I've heard there's places that aren't cold.
Oh, yes. I can assure you there is.
Not round here, there ain't.
Yeah, well. Anyway, I guess your job sounds okay.
Sure.
Aside from, maybe we should raise the price because of all the dangers you mentioned.
To be honest, that's why the price is the price. We're losing 50 gold pieces per person here. That's... And he, starts counting everyone. 300 gold for you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, one of these gems on its own. It's 50 gold pieces. We're going to give you 1 each.
What about him?
I point to Meep.
It's a rabbit.
Meep? Meep goes over. He's like, just shakes his head and then turns around and walks away and gives him the cold shoulder.
I mean, sure, he's got a pretty narwhal horn on top of his head, but it's a rabbit. What's he going to do with a gem?
You don't know. He could have a lot of...
Even I couldn't answer that question.
He needs to buy polish for his horn. Gotta be nice and shiny to intimidate his enemies.
And snowshoes.
He's a rabbit. I don't think he needs snowshoes.
I think I've ever met a pair of horses.
Oh, it's okay. I'll share my gem with Meep. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Well, I think it's discriminatory. Anyway, I guess it's fine. When do we get the snowshoes?
If you accept me in the job, I'll get them now for you.
Yeah! Make sure you're writing it down, Van. Another scam.
I am a little intrigued as to what these snowshoes might be, but...
Weight of gold is what they are.
I'll turn around. I'll turn and say, no snowshoes needed for me.
Well, you'll end up going slower if you come across some pretty deep snow.
I am used to these lands, and I look at my feet and I think, they've never failed me before.
Okay, if you please. I mean, it's less gold lost for us if you don't bring them back.
I'll take snowshoes.
Yeah,
it's-
I'll see if, in terms of the shoes, would they be beneficial compared to what I am, sort of the character in this land?
Yeah, basically, it's for travelling purposes. If you're not wearing snowshoes in Icewind Dale anywhere, you will be going half the speed.
Okay.
not in combat, but in travel distance.
I'm just thinking, would I naturally have snowshoes on though because of work?
Would I naturally have snowshoes on?
Big old feet.
Yeah, like, all of them.
I guess you kind of got like dragon claws, but still, they're probably not quite wide enough.
I'm not sure if they're in my inventory, to be fair. So I'll have some then. I'll have some shoes.
Okay, well he brings out the 6 pairs anyway. Again, I'm not giving the rabbit any snowshoes. It will be a bit weird, doing that. But here you go. As I say, if you just head up northwards, you'll probably find the caravan that way. Just bring back what you can. Basically, just try and grab the whole caravan and get it back here.
I mean, I don't think I could carry a whole caravan.
Yeah, that sounds a little heavy.
I can probably do it. And
I can
like
help.
she flexes a little bit.
I could definitely.
Go.
Help.
Right, well, let's not waste any more time.
I have a 19 strength, so I'm pretty buff.
Yeah, so I'm pretty good.
Hopefully, if we get going, we could be back by, what time is it? Is it like evening? Is it...
It's probably getting on into afternoon now. It's not quite evening yet. You wouldn't want to travel out when it's truly dark. Yeah.
Well, if we go now, we might get back before it gets black outside.
We know how far exactly.
It's not too far. It's probably just a mile-ish northwards, just on the trails between here and Lonelywood. You'll find it on the pathways, so it won't be hard to spot.
Which map are we on right now, by the way? Is it still Bryn Shander?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But yeah, as he hands out the shoes when he gets to Ophelia, he kind of gives you a very elegant bow and a wink and hands over the shoes, and then again the same to Sean when he gets to her. He gives a big bow and winks at you as he hands them over.
Honestly.
Thank you. As I just starts putting this on.
We might need warm clothes. Thinking about it.
How can you come up here and not have warm clothes?
I know. I mean, you're literally surrounded by ice.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
I could use some warm clothes as well.
I guess we're going shopping.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been robbing.
Shopping.
That's what I said.
No, you said robbing.
I mean,
I don't see the difference.
I guess it's good off a map. The cold doesn't,
Still doesn't bother you anyway.
I've been avoiding saying that. So.
Oh man. Just let it go. I mean, it's going to be a pretty big cloak for Grimleg, but yeah, you could totally give him yours.
For retail.
Oh. You're giving me this?
Yeah, you can wear it.
Even though I thought about robbing you before?
Oh, I didn't realize that. You do.
Well, I mean, I changed my mind, though.
Oh, there you go.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't think about it for that long.
2.
Thank you. Oh.
So, Fidvan, it's pretty easy to find a place that sells warm clothing here. It'll just set you back about 5 silver pieces.
Oh, nice.
But there's shops all over the place. So I think we'll wrap it up as you start heading out the north gate out of Bryn Shander. And you'll be heading up towards it's kind of up towards Targos or Lonelywood. There's quite a few different towns up that way. but it's only going to be a mile out. It might be more worth your time kind of going to it, getting the stuff and coming back, and then having a rest at Bryn Shander before setting out anywhere else. But now you have 2 kind of jobs to go off of. You're one from Danica with looking for the Chwingas, and then now this one with the Black Iron Blades. Sounds like you're going to get a decent pay.
Who I definitely haven't robbed before.
No.
Glad that that's the case.
But yeah,
I
we'll...
realize we can hear you when you say that. I'm like,
Think nothing of it. It's, you know, we gotta eat somehow. It's cold out there.
As we fade to grey, the party, this colourful-looking group, sets out from the gates and starts along the path yet again in the cold, chill air. Feeling a little bit warmer this time for Fidvan and Grimleg, who've now actually got cold weather clothes.
The higher ranked goblins always take the warm gear. This is the first time I've ever had warm gear, and it feels so strange.
Does it feel warm by any chance?
I think I'm gonna cry.
The cloak probably wraps around you as well, because it's that long. You just like tie it around you.
It's so
but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. We shall return to Icewind Dale next week, same time, same place. Hopefully, without my job getting in the way. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I already like this group and how they're working out. But yeah, you're in for some exciting things.
I have to apologize for being so loud and obnoxious and stupid.
It's too late.
apologize.
You've already made the character choices.
It's good fun.
And if he gets too annoying, I'll just murder him at some point, so it's all fine.
I mean,
nothing against me.
I could just hold him up to, you know, the fish in the pit in the end.
Yeah, you get bitten in half or something. But yeah, it's been fun. So thank you all for attending, and we'll return to this next week.
Well, thank you for running it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll run you. Remember, it's the Duck and Raven, the best place to find Icewind Dale entertainment. Here every Tuesday that we can possibly
The
do.
only place we have a monopoly.
Yes, there is no other place you can find Icewind Dale. We're going to run the whole campaign, start to finish. Boom, best
The
ever.
only Dale you'll ever ice.
Or it'll ice you. Who knows? Bye.